All right, friends, today for letter B, I have a lot of animals to draw. We're gonna draw them and I'm gonna paint them and show you how to do everything. So get your paper ready. Let's go have fun.
Okay, we're on letter B and I have different paper. So I'm hoping the paint is gonna work today. Work a lot better than it did on just the regular copy paper. This paper is cardstock. Still easy to find at Walmart. Don't have to buy watercolor paper, I don't think. So here we go. Letter B. Let's start with a bear. So I'm probably not going to trace these. I'm just probably going to show you how to draw their shape and things like that. So let me make sure I'm in the camera. Yep. So the bear I see has these kind of rounded shoulders. And he's got this really rounded backside that is bigger than up here. It's got a little tail that sticks out. Bears don't have very big tails. It's got a neck. And this face kind of comes to a, a hard stop. Okay. Now his legs. This bear has really flat feet. There we go. And I'm gonna try to draw the animal and not the toy, because as much as I love to draw toys, this is really about drawing animals. But this is just a model for me to look at, and for you too, if you're drawing with me, and I hope you are. Or at least you pause this and try. Okay, so there's a hard stop with the noses, and then it comes up a little bit here for the eye and the rest of the head, and the ears right about there. And then it has this kind of fur like that. All right. I made the front paw a little too long, I think, so I'm going to go in and fix that. There we go. I don't like that back paw either. Let me see if I can get that looking a little bit better. Be a little bit smaller than that. This part here is a little bit sharper. There we go. Okay, now let's draw her baby. Oh wait, we gotta do the eye. A little bit of her snout there. I'll do her baby. And I guess it would probably look better if I drew the legs on the other side. So what you need to do is just pick whether you're gonna see them from the front or the back. Don't draw both, because then you've drawn the legs too thick. There we go. All right, now her little baby. Such a cute little bear. I'll kind of put it on the paper there. He is kind of this oval shape, kind of a chunky oval. A little tail. Abby, my golden retriever's in here with me. And I think our new kitten Spooky's in here too, but I don't know, because she's being really quiet. She might have gone and taken a nap. Oh, this bear's little lip sticks out just a little bit. That's so cute. Its ear doesn't quite stick up past its head. It's little things like that, you guys, that are gonna make things believable or not believable. And like, I've made him way too wide, so I need to get rid of this belly. Make it go up just a little bit. There we go, that looks better. He's not ready for hibernation yet. Okay. I'm gonna kind of erase some of these lines. I'll probably paint the bears and then draw the next thing and then go back and add some detail and things. For instance, like there's some texture here with the fur on the side of the face. There's also a little bit of fur texture on the back of their legs. The baby bear doesn't have a lot of texture, but. All right, let's see how the paint does on this paper. Cross your fingers for me. So these are black bears, so get some black. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna try to be very careful. My first coat, I'm usually just trying to do a base coat. Not trying to do anything fancy with that first coat of paint. So get a pretty even base coat. And I'm not going to use a lot of water because I don't want this paper to absorb a lot of water. So I'm trying to use the least amount that I can get away with. And that just takes practice, friends, just kind of learning your tools and knowing what they can and cannot do in different ways. So don't be discouraged. Never give up, just keep going. Take a break, definitely, if you need a break. My goodness, I can't tell you how many times I've just been like, I'm done. But come back to it later. Okay, and as you can see, it's not the best base coat. It's not very smooth. That's okay. That's probably the paper and the paint. A lot of times with school grade art supplies, you deal with some of these frustrations, and that's okay. It'll make you a better artist, make you stronger to think about what you can do when you have to be flexible so you don't get bent out of shape. All right, there's Mama Bear and Baby Bear. While that's drying, I'm gonna go off and do another. I'm gonna do a couple of quick sketches of these smaller animals and then we'll do the buffalo. So I have got a boar, I think more commonly known as a razorback in Arkansas, but I just decided to do it as a boar. So I'm going to do this. It's got this really large front and then honestly a smaller back. So I imagine most of this animal's weight is carried in the front. Has hooves. This is one of the very first Playmobil animals I ever owned. So it came with a castle set. These have some kind of strange ears. I might struggle with drawing the ears on this a little bit. He's got a snout just like a pig. Pretty sure this is a member of that family. Strange little jutty outy ears. There we go. Very small eyes. Lots of texture on this animal. I'm seeing lots of fur texture. Sorry the shadow of my head is in the camera. It's very overcast today. There's not a lot of light in the old studio. So I'm just going to kind of skip my pencil over the paper in kind of a sketchy way, adding texture of that fur. And it's all over. They have very coarse fur, very bristly, thick hairs, almost like a paintbrush. Matter of fact, they get a lot of paintbrush hairs from boars. I'm gonna call them hog bristles. Okay, and then her baby is nothing like her. Sometimes in nature, babies, especially babies that are prey, our baby bear would probably not be a prey animal. I mean, it wouldn't be prey for another animal. It would be the animal that would be trying to get prey. So this little baby probably is highly sought after to eat by other animals. So it has a special camouflage. And it's really stinking cute, you guys. It's kind of like this little smoky shape. I hate to say that, but you know. Let's see, got a little ear, a little tiny snout, just like Mama. Even though this baby doesn't look like its mama, it will grow up to look like its mama. It might not look like it now, but it will. This baby has these little stripes, and they keep it hidden in the tall grasses of the woods and the plains where it lives. Its natural habitat. So I'm gonna kind of leave those open. Not sure how I'm gonna paint around those. That's gonna be interesting. That's something we'll have to figure out together. Little eye. Okay, there's our boar. Let's paint the boars. Let's see. I'm gonna have to mix paint for this. Oh, put my paint here where you guys can see it. It's my chair squeaking, sorry. This is a really, really, really light brown, so I'm gonna go with a yellow first. And I want this to be really light, so I'm not going to get a lot of the brown pigment. There we go, just a little tiny bit, and water it down. All right, then I'm going to go over my baby. I'm gonna come back later, I think, with a colored pencil and do those little stripes, because it's way too hard to do with this watercolor on this paper. I see a little tinge of red in this too, so let me see. Oh yeah, just a little bit of red in there. Makes that cute little baby brown. Hopefully it'll dry a little bit lighter. Okay, now Mama's definitely just, she's pretty much the brown that I have in my palette, so I'm just gonna go ahead and paint her. She's a little bit darker, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'll try to put a break in here somewhere because we got a lot of animals to draw and to refine. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like I need to move a little bit quicker. I really like badgers, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the badger. I don't think I'm gonna do the badger baby just because of time. I might try. I've got a bluebird, a beaver, and a buffalo. I might just do like the head of the buffalo. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, let's see. Badgers, badgers, badgers. Let's fit, tell you what, let's fit the beaver in. Can't decide how I wanna draw the beaver. Let's fit in right here. So I've got this back that comes up quite a bit. Then this head shape. Big back legs. I'm trying to keep these in scale, but I got that a little bit too long. One thing I really like about the Playmobil animals is they are pretty much all in scale with each other. That makes them ideal for studying and for classroom fun. One thing I don't like about them is they can be very expensive. And I wish Playmobil would just put out a big set of them. You kind of have to buy most of these separately, which is not fun. They're just added to my collection over the years. You know, a few here, a few there. I didn't get that paw right at all. There we go. Need it to come out a little bit more. All right, there's my beaver. Let me do my badgers. Oh, badgers are so cute. Now, Oklahoma and Arkansas and Texas badgers, not cute. Really freaky and scary looking. They don't look like this at all. This is a European badger. These toys are European toys, so they don't really do a lot of North American animals. European badgers are very cute, but they are also quite fierce, very, very protective of their homes, which are called setts. They're like these big underground tunnels, kind of like rabbits have warrens. I didn't make the back leg big enough. Try to go back and do that again. All of the animals on this page that we've drawn today are mammals. Mammals have fur. They make milk for their babies, and they have live babies. They do not lay eggs. I'll try to give you a little bit of science with some of these because I really, really love science. The bluebird's not a mammal. We'll talk about that in just a second. So, if it has fur, it is basically going to be a mammal. No animal that has fur lays eggs except just a few in Australia. And the duck-billed platypus is one of them. There's just some odd ones that do. Very, very odd. So if the animal has fur, you can pretty much bet it has live babies. Okay, there's the mom. Let's do the baby. A tiny little baby. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to get really close. I'm sorry my head shadows on the camera again. There's not a lot of light in my studio today. It's windy and kind of like not rainy, but sprinkly, I guess. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I'll do the bluebird real quick. Bluebird is a bird. Birds have feathers and they lay eggs, so pretty much everything that has feathers, you guys, lays eggs. That's how it goes. Not everything that has feathers can fly. You know, I've never seen an ostrich fly anywhere, but most things that have feathers can fly. That was actually fairly easy and straightforward. Okay, last one is our buffalo, and he is a big guy and really complicated. All right, so I'm gonna start with the head. This big circle. Big shoulders. Again, the mass of this animal, oh, I forgot about that neck. The mass of this animal is on the front, definitely, and a smaller back. Whoop, little tail. All right, let's go on. I'm gonna go as quickly as I can. Let's see, horns. Big eye. Buffaloes have a lot of really kind of lovely fur. I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like sheep wool, only I think it's softer. It's hard to draw pointy ears on the side. I see lots of texture in this fur, so I'm gonna go ahead and add it while I'm drawing. You can always go back if you don't feel comfortable stopping one thing and doing another. There's not really a lot of rules, you know, you don't have to do X, Y, Z. Because a lot of this is about being creative, having fun, learning. You can learn a lot about animals just by drawing them. I wish I had done more drawing with my first graders. I was scared to teach drawing. I didn't really know, you know, I just thought, man, what if they really get down on themselves and they hate themselves and they feel like they just can't do it? I know they can. How do I encourage my artists? You guys, I was so impressed. My students work so hard, and I am always so pleased with the progress they've made, with how well they do, because wow, they amaze me every day. I'm getting a little teary-eyed. Oh goodness, it's so fun to watch them. All right, I made the front look a little too thick, but that's all right. So yeah, after my initial fear of teaching drawing, when I realized that it was gonna be okay, and that they actually were, I mean, I couldn't believe how many kids could draw. I don't think they thought they could draw either, so it was kind of funny. You know, I was like, oh, I did that. I was like, yeah, just with some pointers and believing in yourself. And they say, well, Miss Evans, we'll never draw as good as you. And I say, well, that's not true. But I have been drawing for, 38 years, so I have had a lot of practice. So I might make it look easy, but that doesn't mean it was all the time for me. Okay, let's see. And there's still things I struggle with. Only very recently, within the last couple of years, have I learned to draw children. Couldn't draw children at all, even after graduating from college. Really struggled with that. And then I just decided I better buckle down and keep practicing. And one day, I finally got it. Ooh, there's our big buffalo. My goodness. Okay, let me erase some of these helper lines. I'm sure there's something you gotta call them, but I don't know what it is. I'm actually gonna make this a little bit smaller through here too. There we go. If you guys have ever gotten to go to the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge, you can see buffalo in the wild. Be very, very careful, especially if you and your family are out hiking. Please do not approach them. They outweigh you by thousands of pounds, and if they feel threatened or they have babies with them, they will charge you and they can kill you. These are huge animals. They're not as big as elephants, but they are much bigger than domestic cattle, which are also, you shouldn't be playing with those guys either, because they can charge too if they get freaked out. All right, so I'm gonna put all this lovely texture, this heavy fur. I don't know if it keeps them warm for the winter. And I think this is like fat right here that's stored away, which is actually pretty cool. This is another mammal, has fur, has a live baby, typically one, sometimes two. Bigger mammals typically only have one baby at a time. Okay, it's time to paint the rest of our animals, and we're gonna add some details. So our buffalo has a really dark head. So I'm gonna go in with brown. Just like this. Oops, I got it on the horn. Sometimes you can wipe it. Oh, no, I'll just have to come back later. That's okay. Since this head is really dark, I'm gonna try to do 2 colors of brown. 2 layers, I mean. I'm gonna go right over the eye because it's black anyway. Man, I am being messy today, you guys. I am not staying inside the lines. That's okay. Okay, then I'm gonna go to the back while letting the front dry. Make sure you can see on the camera. Most of the time when I'm getting paint, I'm also getting water. I tell my kids, water, paint, put it on your paper. We've been doing a lot of fun projects in our classroom for the fall time. Okay, I'm stopping here, but I am gonna get the paws here because the heads, because there's the same color as they are back here. This is a different color. Let me get my animal. Oh, let me do the tail real quick. So here's my animal. Okay, so this has some red in it, in the brown, so I'm gonna mix. I'm gonna have to make a custom color. Some brown, and I'm gonna get just a little bit of red, not a whole lot. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. Okay, there we go. And if you have a clear lid, put it on top of your white paper so you can see what your paint's going to look like. That's a very helpful little hint. And a lot of knowing what colors to mix is experimenting. And that's what I did a lot in college, a lot of color experimenting. I already knew how to draw by the time I got to college, but I had not really ever painted. I did take an art class in high school, thankfully. I didn't have art at my school, but I got a private tutor, and she did teach me some painting. But it wasn't a very long class. All right, now this head is a very dark brown, so I'm gonna go in with another layer of brown. I don't wanna add black. I wanna see what another layer of brown would do. If it's not dark enough, I can add black, but I'm afraid that black just won't quite look right. And I'm gonna be very careful to avoid that horn this time, because I hit it last time. Oh yeah, look at that, you guys. I'm not really getting a lot of water on my paintbrush because I want this to be a very deep dark brown. I only have 8 colors in my palette. You can do a lot with very few. You really don't need those giant palettes of paint that you see at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. You don't. You can custom mix a lot of colors. All right, there's my buffalo. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do the eye black. I'll do that in a minute. We'll come back to some colored pencil stuff. All right, gray. Whew, this is gonna be tough because I don't have a white. So I'm gonna get a little, oh, that was brown. I'm gonna get a little bit of black and I'm gonna water it down where I almost can't see it. There we go. Oop, get right in there. And the baby is gray. To look at the baby because I can't remember yeah, just the back. Okay. While that's drying, because I want it to dry before I go in with the black, I'm going to do my little gray beaver tail. Just a little bit more on the tip there. And then go in with my brown. My beaver. And if you'll start at the opposite end of whatever you painted last, you will hopefully not have the paint colors run into each other as badly, or if at all. Had to get some more paint. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, now my bluebird. I haven't even used blue today. That's pretty easy. It's all the same color. Ooh, look at that blue. That's pretty. Very pretty. Okay. All I've got left to do is my badgers, not my beavers. Let's see, black. I'm using this really big brush. I probably need to switch to a smaller brush for details, but I'm gonna do my best. Because you might not have a small brush at your house. So I'm just barely touching the paper when it comes down to those very, very thin lines. Hopefully my gray is dry enough that it won't bleed into it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Not bad for just a set of Crayola watercolors. And a brush that's not very pointy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this tiny, tiny, tiny little line up underneath here. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, friends. You can go back in with colored pencils and add more color, more texture. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can put those yellow stripes on my little baby boar. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, not bad. Buffalo's horn was a little bit yellow, so I might do that a little bit. And his eye was black. There we go. All right, friends, there's our bee animals. If we had a little bit more time today, I'd probably do another layer of black on my bear, and I'd probably come in and do some more, I would do some colored pencil after all this dried. So I do want to do that black layer on the bears real quick. We got enough time for that, right? Yeah, why not? Oh boy, don't get in a hurry, Miss Evans, because if you do, you're gonna make mistakes. Keep your hands steady. Oh yeah, look at that rich black, that's pretty. Our new little kitten is a black kitten. We got her hoping that she would cheer up Abby, our golden retriever. Because Abby really loves Matty Cat. Matty Cat does not love Abby at all. She just tolerates Abby. And we had some outside kittens a long time ago. And Abby just adored them. She mothered them. She was so wonderfully patient with them. She's an amazing dog. So we're hoping to cheer her up a little bit because she seems kind of down and lonely. So we'll see. I don't know. So far, the cat does not trust the dog at all. We're slowly getting them used to each other, though. Well, I made a mistake. That's okay. Can't make a mistake. You can't make anything. All right, there, friends. There's for letter B. We've got a bear, a beaver, a boar, a badger, a bluebird, and a buffalo. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Spooky break. She loves to play.